Beneath the sands of Egypt, beyond the iconic pyramids, lies a temple holding secrets that could rewrite history. Welcome to Dendera. Sanctuary of Hathor, goddess of love and vengeance, joy and fury, music and destruction. How could one deity embody such extremes? What sacred rituals unfolded within Dendera's hidden chambers? And what can this enigma reveal about the ancient Egyptian worldview? For millennia, these mysteries lay buried beneath the desert. Now we'll journey deep into Dendera's heart, deciphering cryptic messages unseen for thousands of years. We'll explore a world where myths came alive and the boundary between earth and sky blurred. The ancient Egyptians gazed at our same stars, yet saw a profoundly different cosmos. Join us as we unlock the secrets of Dendera and its captivating goddess, forever transforming our understanding of one of history's most enduring civilizations.
Imagine if fragments of secret knowledge from ancient civilizations had survived through time, reaching us only in cryptic symbols that were indecipherable to all but a select few. Such hidden knowledge would be expressed in a language accessible only to initiates, guarding its deeper meaning from the masses. In southern Egypt, within the Temple of Hathor in Dendera, lies artwork that has intrigued researchers for generations. At first glance, the carvings seem like nothing more than ornate art objects, but when viewed together, in a specific arrangement, they provoke a profound question. Could this be an encoded representation of advanced technology? The artwork in question is carved on the panels inside the temple, hidden within its underground crypts, places not meant for the eyes of casual visitors. This has led some to believe that the carvings might represent secret knowledge, deliberately stylized to obscure their true meaning. Much like Francis Bacon's method of steganography, where a message is hidden within another message or object, these artistic depictions may conceal a deeper truth. Could the symbols be an encrypted representation of ancient technology, with connectors, coils, and electrical components disguised as sacred motifs? The most striking image found inside the temple is one that appears repeatedly across 6 panels. A large, bulb-like object, emerging from a lotus flower at the base. Below the bulb are human figures. One of them appears connected to the object, while others stand with open arms facing a serpent-like figure. There is also a figure with a tail and 2 knives, commonly interpreted as the god Thoth. Below the entire scene stands the Djed pillar, often described as the backbone of Osiris, with the bulb interpreted by Egyptologists as a representation of the placenta, inside of which coils the snake. This imagery has come to be known as the Dendera Light, and some researchers believe it could represent something much more than spiritual symbolism, perhaps an ancient form of technology. The stylized motifs resemble elements of modern electrical apparatuses, such as frequency transformers, with the Djed pillar mirroring the structure of modern radio frequency transformers. Could the Djed actually be a piece of operational equipment disguised as a religious symbol? Consider the possibility. Ancient priests, unfamiliar with modern electrical devices, might have described these objects in terms familiar to them, such as the backbone of a god. Supporting this theory is the legend that the goddess Hathor, to whom the temple is dedicated, was said to have used certain objects to heal people. This brings us to one of the first high-frequency transformers in modern history, the Udin coil, a device related to the more famous Tesla coil. When connected to handheld electrodes, This coil was used in early medical treatments to apply high voltage to the patient's body. A dramatic violet glow would appear when the electrode was energized, similar to what one might imagine from the glowing bulb depicted in the Dendera relief. The technology of high-voltage medical devices, like the vacuum tube electrode, bears striking resemblance to the artistic representation in the temple. Could it be that the Jed pillar functioned as a high-frequency transformer, and the bulbs as primitive electric lamps or even X-ray tubes? The similarities between the Crookes tube, a device used in early X-ray machines, and the Dendera bulb are too striking to ignore. The Crookes tube, developed in the late 19th century, created a glowing effect when powered by high voltage. If we overlay the design of the Crookes tube with the Dendera images, the match is almost perfect, not just in appearance, but in function. The placement of the anode in the Crookes tube is identical to the Jed pillar in the artwork. Is it possible that the ancient Egyptians possessed knowledge of electromagnetic phenomena long before modern science uncovered it? The notion that ancient Egyptians may have been familiar with advanced technology seems outlandish to many. But consider this: the first high-frequency transformers and radio frequency technology were not invented until the early 20th century. Yet the resemblance between these devices and the Dendera reliefs is striking. When Auguste Mariette published his fundamental work on the Temple of Dendera in the late 19th century, Thomas Edison had not yet invented the incandescent light bulb. It wasn't until Sir William Crookes, with his famous Crookes tubes, began experimenting with radiant matter and high voltage that the concept of X-rays and plasma became a reality. Crookes's experiments with vacuum tubes were groundbreaking, allowing Röntgen to discover X-rays in 1895. When these early X-ray machines are compared to the Dendera imagery, the structural similarities are difficult to dismiss. Even the floral design in the artwork mirrors the part of the Crookes tube where the electrical connections would be made. Some researchers, such as Italian inventor and engineer Dr. Clarbruno Verduccio, argue that the similarity between the Crookes tubes and the Dendera artwork is far too precise to be coincidence. A similar approach is seen in an issue of Scientific American, which published a diagram for amateur scientists showing how to build a small high-voltage generator to create plasma discharge in a lamp tube, essentially a DIY X-ray generator. The design in the magazine and the one depicted in Dendera align almost perfectly. This plasma discharge could pass through materials, much like modern X-rays. Could the ancient Egyptians have harnessed a similar technology, using it to generate light or explore materials? On another panel in Dendera, we see an object with what appears to be lines extending from it, often referred to as a necklace, but possibly an artistic rendering of electrical wires. The spheres on the lines could well be insulators, similar to those used in modern electrical equipment. This type of insulator was used in appliances until the late 20th century to manage high voltages and temperatures. The object in the relief seems to be connected to a battery-like device, similar to early electrical circuits used in combustion engines. Could the ancient Egyptians have developed an electric pulse generator hidden in plain sight through the language of symbolism? One of the most famous examples of ancient electricity is the Baghdad battery, a device capable of producing small amounts of electrical current when filled with vinegar. This shows that ancient cultures had at least a basic understanding of electricity. On one of the Dendera panels, there is a depiction of what appears to be a voltaic pile, similar to the first electrical battery created by physicist Alessandro Volta in 1794. Was this technology used to manipulate materials or to activate the glowing properties of gems, as suggested in some ancient legends? One of the most intriguing possibilities is that the high priest's breastplate, mentioned in biblical texts, glowed with radiant light to communicate divine messages. The mystery of Dendera only deepens as we explore these possibilities. If such advanced technology existed in ancient Egypt, it's likely that much of it was lost, either destroyed or looted by invading cultures. Copper coils and precious metals from such devices would have been valuable commodities, likely scavenged and repurposed. Yet, the artwork remains, a time capsule etched in stone, hinting at a lost era of technological prowess far ahead of its time.